space engineers, and I had to not only after I had reinstalled, then I had to move my saves back into their save location and then install the game. So basically, I just went to bed because the amount of time that it was taking to reinstall this game was ridiculous. So, having said that, this is one of my first space stations I've ever built. It is definitely out in space. It's called Eagle Logistics, and it's because so I actually built this because I built this. This is one of the first versions that I made. It's a semi truck for space, and yes, it works. It has re-entered Earth atmosphere a few times, and I've successfully made it from Earth back into space a few times. Uh, Let me see if I can show you the inside here. Well, it's even got a first aid kit, survival kit, I should say. Gyros. I've got a front headlight. I've got a beacon. This thing actually survived re-entry, coming down, having basically no ability to stop. It's super durable. It just slammed into the earth, damaged a couple things, but I was fine. The load was fine. This thing actually, like I said, this is the first one that I made. Up here is where you put your ice and stuff, but this will dock. So if you go right here, I've got the connectors, and I'll show you the improved version. This is the old version. So I've got more variants that I started building to all different things into space. This is also Eagle Logistics here. We're hauling hydrogen. Same truck with a lot of new features. A lot of new stuff to it. Got a cowhide floor. Yeehaw truck here. And this actually, I think this one's on the workshop. I don't remember if this one, no. I think the original is on the workshop. I haven't put this one on the workshop yet because I wanted to finish the logistics. I wanted to add actual space stations where you could truck these items to. So for this one, I'm hauling hydrogen. But the other truck variant that I have, you can actually come here. So you can come here with this truck. You can come over here, and these, all of my exterior loads for my trucks, they have remote control. So once you've docked, you can either dock this way, on this side. If you're carrying hydrogen, you can just dump it straight into the station. And I've got each one set up for the port. Ice, O2, H2, etc. Just depends on what you want. The stuff that I'm not using is capped. And then over here, I've got trailer ports. So if you want to leave a load for somebody else to pick up, this is thinking ahead, you know, into multiplayer usage. You could leave your load here, or just for yourself. Dock that trailer. It'll connect here. It'll sort itself. You can either, well, this is the one that you just leave it. This is just for spare trailers. They can be empty trailers. And then over here, I have it where when you back up, if you're carrying steel plates and stuff that's not hydrogen, you can dock here, or you can receive. So if you're coming here, you've got an empty trailer, you can immediately go ahead and dock with 3 or 4 and receive your load and plan your trip down to the Earth station, which I do have an Earth station as well. So I'll show you the upstairs. I got a little bit fancy with this. You can also dock a massive ship. So, say you're not trucking and you need to move some parts, you need to move a lot of ice into the station, and you don't want to truck it. You can also use a ship of your choice, pretty much the connectors up and away from the station so you don't damage the station when you connect. And then I have it so you can come in here. The airlock bar is what I called it, apparently. You just come in here. And then in here, I've got the wood flooring going on. I've got an ATM so you can do some trading. I've got even got a restaurant. We've got a beverage machine where you can buy playing here. I don't have any bartenders, but you know, when we get those AIs that we've been told we're gonna get, I could probably get a mod for that. But yeah, so I've got all this set up, and then over here I've got your jukebox, and then restroom on this side, of course. Other, and then over here I got a hotel room, small hotel room that you can come in and you can stay. This can all be set up later on, so that's like part of economy. Basically, I quit playing for a while and I forgot a lot of shit, so I had to go back in and redo. I did the first jump, and I started redoing the learning to survive just so I could remember some of the basics. And I didn't completely finish learning to survive because everything else is pretty much stuff that I can either remember or I can figure out. It's too hard. But yeah, this is basically the bar that I've added to the trucking spaceport. So this is an actual facility. This is a logistics facility, and when I'm not using other things, charging, this solar array up here actually will chase the sun. I think it will anyway. I had it set up. I had all this stuff set up. It's been so long I almost had forgotten how to do everything. But here's the main office that you can come into. You can see this is the spaceport office. You come in here, you want to trade, do some deliveries or something like that. All of this is pressurized. All of it. You can come over here and you can grab a contract, which this would actually be a contracts mod. So you just basically hook up the logistics station, and you like I said, I haven't actually made this a mod yet. I wanted to, but I don't know that much about modding. I had looked at it, I was getting to the point, and then I basically have just forgotten everything. But all I gotta do is just basically add space stations like this, and then have them named, and they'll show up in the contract. I just add them to the contract. I think it's a separate mod for contract. I'll show you the inside of the station. Also pressurized. Oh, that's the oops. Not meant to do that. Have all that here for no reason. So in here, there's some things for maintenance. Take care of some things. Don't remember exactly what that's for. I think this is for ice. I can't remember. It's been a while. So you come through here. It's all pressurized. This is depressurized in this area because it has to be the way that this is set up. These are the main hydrogen tanks that you're delivering to. So I've got some maintenance access in here that you can just kind of walk through and check everything, weld everything just in case something's damaged on the station. Obviously, this would be an absolute mess if if you were to get attacked by an enemy pirate ship or something like that, multiplayer. Actually, I don't think multiplayer has pirate ships, but if you were to just get like slammed by another player or something like that, it would absolutely destroy the station. So I don't recommend doing that. Whenever I do actually release this mod, trying to get to the floor. Here we go. These are absolutely massive. They're the largest. I think they're the largest cargo container, and I've got an absolute network of different conveyors. And I actually remember conveyors. So everything goes through sorters and all that stuff. So you can literally just show up with a bunch of random stuff in your truck, pull up to like dock 3 or 4, and it will sort all that stuff for you and put it into the receiving. And then when you want to take a haul, you can put them into here, and it's got a great view. All this stuff is really cool, man. And I set this up sort of to look like, function like an actual truck dock. So got all these containers on the outside, makes it look like people would be out there loading. Maybe if I get some AIs put in, I can have AIs walking around out there as if they're working. So this is basically my greatest creation in the game. I would say, because I spent probably the most time on this, but I ended up making a mod. So hopefully it showed all that, and it didn't black screen everything. I don't know why it's black screen like that. It's kind of weird. But yeah, this is Eagle Logistics, and I have an Earth station, like I said. Similar setup. Obviously, I had to do a little bit more to make it work on Earth, and driving on Earth can sometimes be a doozy, but you get used to it, especially when you're driving the truck after a while. Obviously, the idea of using an actual semi to space truck was a little weird for people, I guess, and so when I first put it up on the workshop, everybody's kind of like, what? But as time goes on, I'm noticing more people are getting it, and I think they're kind of getting the idea of where I was going with it. But this is not on the workshop yet, so I'll have separate trailers and stuff. I gotta remember all this shit. I gotta remember how to do the workshop stuff, how to make it so that you can add this stuff separately and things like that. But yeah, this is basically my Space Engineers baby project right now. Really, if I get back into Space Engineers, I would really like to see this Let me see if I can start this truck up so you can kind of see what it's like compared to the other one. It's a little bit different. Obviously, I got a little bit more neon lights going on and stuff. And the cabin's pressurized. And I haven't built this all by myself. I've actually played in multiplayer with this. And it's fun. My friends have gone through re-entry with me in the truck. I've let them drive the truck a couple of times. They really enjoy it. Show you the interior cockpit here. Passenger seat here. Everybody's seats are charged. Everybody's got oxygen. I really could have done more with the front if I had those 25-meter blocks I paid. Bring into Space Engineers too, but I think we'll have those in Space Engineers. Let me try to see what I can do. there's a lot of different things to control, so you've got all these different menus. There's a ton of stuff going on in this truck. So you got your re-entry parachutes, of course, absolute necessity. You've got all these different gyros that you really need. All these different lights. There's the engines, which you use quite a lot. It just depends on what you're doing. It actually has an engine in it. It's got a hybrid engine. I built it so that the engine is actually sitting in the front like it would on a real truck. I don't remember what some of this stuff does, but the merge block is really important. That has a lot to do with being able to control parts of the trailer. When I first built this, I had some issues with, once you added the merge block back, you had to do all this stuff on the trailer, but I think since then, that's not an issue any longer. And then on one, so you've got the hydrogen tanks themselves for the truck. You've got the connectors. One is a truck connector, obviously, and one is the docking connector for the trailer. And so on this one, it'd be a lot better if you just keep your load on. You just truck solely hydrogen to and fro. That's pretty much it for that. Let's see if I can just turn on all lights. Looks like I may have turned them on. I'm trying to move my camera without moving the truck. But yeah, usually these lights on the top of the cab, I don't remember how to turn them on right now, but it's an amazing truck. I really enjoy it. I spent a lot of time designing it. As you can see out here, you've got the little mirrors. Yes, you can actually back using this mirror. I set this up, man, to basically be like ACS in space. But it's fun. I really enjoy it. They use these little hydrogen thrusters, so you're not using a ton of hydrogen. The larger thruster was an absolute necessity in order to get back into space from Earth. Otherwise, you would run out of hydrogen right at the edge of space and you didn't have enough to get back up there. So, it's pretty cool. I like it, even if it turns out not to be quite as functional as what I wanted it to be. I've already made some deliveries, so I know it works. Think about it. Let's see if I can put. Oh, you know what? Small grid. I don't know if they changed it to use small grid and large grid now. Space engineers. I know in 2 they did, but in 1 I think you still have to have. You got to review and stuff. I think in 1 you don't have. But if I could, I would probably try to see if I could fit in a jukebox in there, so you could listen to the different jukebox stuff, but more like a radio. But obviously that's more of a space station. Right now, you can hear the engine truck. Let me see if you guys still have a black screen on here. No, okay, we're good. It was just being sus. So, that's it for this, and then I'll go try to play with some of my other toys that I've created. I have made some mistakes in there before, kind of some problems. I have also I want to say an Earth station that I can kind of show you, but I don't know if I have that anymore. I've been playing that workshop scrapyard thing. That's been really fun. So once you, obviously when you're a veteran player of Space Engineers, you get where you can kind of survive on very little means. And so scrapyard was more of a challenge for me, but now I've basically forgotten so much stuff and kind of going back to the basics again. But so I have several different Earth planets. Earth planet. I don't know if I should load that or not right now, because I don't really... Let's just go ahead and load it. Since I'm showing you the truck dock, I'll show you what I created. As soon as this loads. I really enjoyed playing this game when I first started playing it. I had a lot of fun with it. It was so interesting. Critical. It's a really cool game to play in single player. I don't have as much fun in multiplayer as I do in single player, because most people just want to screw off and create a multiplayer. So this is supposed to simulate a road. It's not a very good simulation of a road, and it kind of clickety-clangs. But I made this for my RC because I was kind of experimenting a lot with remote control vehicles. And so let me see if I can load that. No, that's Control X. Control E. Or blueprints. Block placement, toolbars, miscellaneous. Oh, I need advanced controls. Control B, create, manage, change, copy, paste. We'll see. So I think it is Control B to bring up what I wanted. So Control B, and then where are my other creations? Did I delete it? I'm missing a lot of shit. I don't know what's going on. Let's see what this is. Okay, so that's the track itself. Don't need that. Will be. Dude. Something has happened where my stuff is not showing. Yeah, this isn't right. I don't know. Well, my saved games are there. This is there, so because these are vehicles. So where the hell is my other? Let's see what this is. Gotta be careful flying around with this jetpack on Earth. So here's the truck when I had first started building it without the trailer. I still actually have this here in my test facility. I also have a crane that I created for working on vehicles. You just basically park here and you can pick it up with this
Energy
crane arm.
low.
We're going here. So over here on the other side, that is an earlier version of my actual campaign survival ship. This is not really what it looks like anymore. This was an early version. I just kind of landed here and it ended up copying my ship, and I copied the space station. Which I hear that they've actually fixed that now, so you don't have to do that. Yeah, this sucks because there's some vehicles that I created that I really wanted to show, but I don't know if vehicles are in a separate save file, and maybe I need to re-add that. I don't know. I really hope it didn't get rid of my stuff though, because I had some really cool, like, unique stuff. Like, when we got the update for engines, I had created a hover bike. I have pictures of it. I could probably rebuild it from the pictures, but it'd be a pain in the ass. Took a lot of time on that. Just try reloading something. No. Save changes. Okay. Earth Planet Robco. I think that's my actual save game. I'll go ahead and load that. I'm gonna. We'll just load this one for right now. I just wanted to show the actual ship after I got done with it. Really hope I didn't lose my vehicles. That would not be cool. So this is Robco late game after I got completed.
Inventory full.
I've been to a couple places with Robco. And I named him Robco after Fallout. He looks more like a RoboCop, but I thought, yeah, Robco looks cool, so I went with the real shiny silver color. And there's a lot going on the inside. I'll go on in and show you. So here's the helm. It was tough to kind of build this area and still be able to control it how I wanted to, but unfortunately made it where this had to be away from the screen. This is using the control seat. Did I build that? Nah. So behind it is a massive gyro, and I've got a cargo container, which is a smaller one. Cargo container here. This is for ice. That's for something else. I think this is for hydrogen. And it moves. I don't know. Anyway, these cargo containers are usually nice. These go into my containers, my tanks. And here we've got the massive hydrogen engine. And back here, I've got these cryo chambers, which from what I hear are broken. I don't know if they're still broken, but they were when I used to use them. So these used to be like required to exit a multiplayer game, or your player would die while you were AFK. But they were bugged or something, so people stopped using them. This is the jump drive here at the back. And then upstairs, up the ladder, are the crew quarters. I've got the bed here, kitchen here. They should make these kitchens functional. They should like make it where we can like put some kind of space room or something. And we got the bathroom, of course. Shower facilities. Wash your hands. Then we've got another conveyor you can actually access. And so that's pretty much, like I said, I got a lot going on in the ship, but it's all basic stuff. This is all protected by an outer shell of, this is not regular metal, this is actually reinforced. All of my conveyors are reinforced because you get damaged in space. I actually built this in survival. It took me over a week to get off the ground, to get off Earth. It was a pain, but I did it. This is the large O2H2 gen hydrogen engine, and then over here I have an oxygen chamber as well. I don't really remember where I was going in this save game, but it doesn't matter because this was a free game from my very last save. Anyway, this is Robco. We'll go outside and have one last look at it. And I'll have double doors. I guess I know. I do lose ice, unfortunately, every time I go through that door, but there's just not the room to really do double doors there. But yeah, I even painted the engines on it all chrome. The back could look a little cooler, I'm sure, but I mean, when you're in survival, every piece of steel counts. Because when you're building a ship like this, you can't just go and build the ship. You've got to build like a base platform, put the landing gear on. You've got to build things to keep your other vehicles charged while you're going out to get other materials. It's a lot of work, especially in survival. Survival is an absolute grind. And I'm looking forward to Survival coming out in Space Engineers 2. And I really want to get Space Engineers 2. I don't know how my PC is going to respond to that. This is a really new PC, but it may be a lot harder to run than what I think. There's like a base here or something, if I remember right. That might be why. Yeah, there is. I'll go in there if I get shot. Oh, I must have took this one over in the save. Yeah, this is some kind of... Let's see what this is about. Owned by Space Pirates. I know this is not owned by me. I guess I didn't damage it. Space Pirates. Maybe my armor isn't bad against them. Anyway. There's the massive connector on the bottom too for me to be able to dock with my spaceport, my truck dock. Come and go as I please with that. We've got the Gatlins on the outside. I would have put a rocket launcher. Those things are massive. They cost a lot. All these thrusters took so long to get all the materials for. Each one of these you gotta have those metal grids for. They are not fun to create. That's Robco. Go back to main. I play with experimental mode on a lot because there's a lot of things that you can do. One of these things, though, this, I don't know what's going to go on when I load this, but so basically, I really liked the adder from Elite Dangerous, and I ended up recreating it in Stormworks, and that is not on the workshop. I hope to one day have it on the workshop. Where the hell are we? That's a leaky reactor. GPS identified too. How is this name better? Go over here. I don't know what I was doing. Didn't see any GPS signals. No. I don't know what's going on in this one. Let's pick that up. I don't know why that's We'll just do with this one for now. I know I have it. That's another thing. Ooh, oh my god. I wonder if my if my vehicles got wiped out and the adder's gone, I'm gonna be pissed. Because that took a lot of work too. That was a lot of work. So this is the large grid recreation of the adder from Elite Dangerous. I built the hull in large grid, and I built the cockpit in small grid, and it was a bitch to make work. we're inside the ship now. Come up to the back here. And here is the small grid cockpit for the Adder. Now, beyond this, there is nothing that shows what the inside of the Adder actually looks like in Space Invaders, but in Elite Dangerous. So everything that you see beyond this point was all my imagination. I did use some YouTube videos of kind of like where modules in theory would have been, but everything is basically my own ideas, my own justice. So all this you see here is my idea. So this would be the captain's quarters. Go back by the cockpit here, you go back downstairs. Through here. There's something that was here originally. I think I removed it. You come down here. These are weapon reload stations, actually. There's one gyro. I think I have another gyro. Obviously, these gyros are absolutely massive. This is the crew quarters, similar to the captain's. And then upstairs, like I said, this is all my own mind, because the Adder had a ability to haul passengers. This is the passengers area. You would have in-flight movies here. You'd have your eating stations here, and everybody on this flight would be in here. And you're basically ferrying people throughout space in danger. And so there's that area, and then there's another area. I just don't remember if it's in this model or not. So here would be where you put more ammo into your hard points. So in Elite Dangerous, you have hard points. You got small hard points and large hard points. We'll go back to the cockpit. I don't know if I can actually control the Adder in this one yet. I had to add scripts in order to have a small grid cockpit connected to a large grid cockpit and actually have it be able to fly. So we'll see if it actually works. It may not. I really don't remember how to fly this. Okay. So unable. Oh, here we go. This is the other area. So, in here I have the SRV bay, where you would have the SRV, and these doors open and lower the SRV down to the surface of wherever you're at. Obviously, this is not going to work in Earth's atmosphere because we don't have hydrogen thrusters, ions. This is mainly built for space. And in Elite Dangerous, you can get a soul pass, but you can't really go down to it. Over here is just maintenance stuff going on. There's a door here. It's all for the battery maintenance. Some other stuff up there. O2H2 gen. Back here is the back exit door. Walk out. Let's see. This is the back of the adder. And then up here is just some more maintenance stuff. Leads you back over to another battery, so you can weld that. There's another cargo container here. Go back. I'm just getting confused. Not back here. So the script should either be loaded from I don't really remember how to run the scripts on this. I know it has something to do with here, and then you gotta like you have to click one of these or something and load the script that way, but I'm just showing you the ship. I'm not going to take off and fly around with it. It does function. It does work. It's a little slow. It's so big, but it's not that slow. It can definitely get around. Anyway. The adder. This is not really a 1-1 recreation of the adder, but let me see if I have enough room here. Don't think I do, but we'll try. I'll try to deploy the hard points. I think I know what it is. So none of these commands work because, like I said, it's a small grid cockpit on a large grid ship. So can't really do that. Anyway, I was going to show you the small little RC semi-truck that I made. It was pretty cool, and I used it on that little track, driving it, but it's not there. And neither is the hover bike that I created, so... I'd like to know why the hell this is like my outer material. not only did I build the Adder, I actually built the Sidewinder, the first ship that you get in Elite Dangerous. I want to say that this is it, but I don't remember 100% certain. I'm just going to let it load and see where we're at. I call it John Madden, of course, the save, because in if you ever played Moonbase Alpha, John Madden was a big John Madden in the text-to-speech program. So basically, I think, if I remember it, we are in the Sidewinder right now. Again, everything inside that you see is from my own brain, like my own creation. It doesn't. There is nothing that exists that actually shows you what's in the Sidewinder officially. Up here's the sleeping quarters. And if we come through here, this leads us out back. If you walk up here, this leads you into the main cockpit. Pretty sure this is. And then here you are inside the cockpit. And this is the Sidewinder. Of course, large grid also. This one should actually work because this is a large grid cockpit. Oh, I know what it's going So it doesn't use landing gear, and that's probably why I couldn't get off the other one. It doesn't use landing gear. It uses a magnetic. It uses that. So those are on the bottom of the gear, and then to retract the gear, I use pistons. Gear coming up, and oh no! I'm so used to hitting one to go back into view on the other games. B. I can fly around in this. The Sidewinder, obviously, in Elite Dangerous, it looks a lot smaller than you really think it is, but if you take the Sidewinder into the hangar, it's pretty freaking big. You can stand right at the back. It's like probably a good 30 feet tall. So this is probably sort of accurate Maneuverability is alright, not the greatest. So I've got manual command for these guns were tricky on how I created them. I'm trying to show you the front of the ship without. Yeah, that's one of the newer model. So I have all the DLC. This is actually just a Gatling gun. It's a DLC, prettier version of the Gatling. And then the other one is a tracking gun. If I try to attack that over there, the sorting facility, I'll get wrecked. But we're not saving anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and just do it so you can see the other gun in action. And I really wish I had my other rifle. I wanted to do that. I think next I'll show you guys my rustic scrapyard game. I may actually do some streaming and playing scrapyard. You make mistakes. you can see, this took quite a lot of damage, but it's still there. Oh, I forgot about that. I managed to get a jump drive into this little tiny Sidewinder. That's what that is right there, it's a jump drive. So you can actually jump with it. The Sidewinder was kind of fun to recreate, but they're obviously not very good recreationally. They're not gonna just make have fun and see how close I can get. Running out of ability to power this. There's a lot of damage. I mean, I'm still up. Sorta. My guns are disabled. I'm just basically flying around with this gun. Let me go ahead and exit before I die and it saves the game. That wouldn't be good. No. Well, unfortunately, that's it for the sucks. I have a lot of stuff that I've created, but I don't know if I can get it back. Let me see if run a Google or something. Every time I alt tab out, it cuts the stream. I don't know what's going on with that. I think OBS is lagging real bad because it's showing like a black screen whenever I just alt tab. It usually doesn't do that. But yeah, this game is great. Like if y'all have never played it, you should give this a try before you ever get the new Space Engineers 2, because Space Engineers 2 has a hell of a lot of work to be done to it still. There's a lot of stuff that still has to be added. They don't even have survival mode. They don't have conveyors yet. There's anything you design in that right now is going to be super bare bones. It's all in creative. There's no survival mode to it. This is where it's at right now if you want to try Space Engineers. A lot of people still play it. I'll recommend you guys a YouTuber real quick if you do want to get into this game. I love watching the guy. He's got some great videos, and he's basically where I kind of learned from. His name's Splitsie. It's SPLITSIE, and yeah, he makes a lot of amazing videos. For Space Engineers for now, that's going to do it for my stream for the game Space Engineers until I can figure out what happened to my vehicles. Because if vehicles are included in saves, I should say blueprints, I need to figure out what happened to my blueprints, because if I lost my blueprints, I'm going to be pissed, because that was a lot of stuff that I lost. I probably ended up losing them because the only thing that I took out of the game that wasn't working was my saves, and I thought my saves would cover me for blueprints. The game made up completely overwritten blueprints. But that doesn't make sense, right? Because, you know, my other stuff is still there in my blueprint, so I don't know. Either way, for now, that'll do it. Thanks for watching. Catch you guys later.